Hey everybody, it's Leroy from Leroy Gaming, and today I'm going to bring you my Starfield Science Skill Guide. In Starfield, you only get one skill point per level, but there are literally hundreds of skill ranks in the game and no way to respec. This guide is meant to help you understand what science skills are worth taking, which might be useful on a crew member, and which are plainly trash. In this guide, you will learn not only which skills are good, but also which of the 4 ranks within each skill are worth your time. So drop a like if you find this video helpful, as you join me as I rate all of the science skills in Starfield. Right guys, I'm going to start with a little bit of a disclaimer about the science skill section in general. In short, this entire skill tree, in my opinion, is completely optional. If you're playing on normal mode or lower, or you're not really into crafting or settlement development, then you're just simply not going to find very much here that's very useful. Most of these skills, as you're going to see me mention in my review, are going to be more helpful if you're playing on a hard difficulty, or if you really want to get into the crafting system as well as the settlement building system. All of those will greatly benefit from the science skill tree. Otherwise, you may get better mileage in other trees. Alright, if you're still here, let's go ahead and begin with the basics. The first thing to know is that the science skill tree has 4 different tiers. In order to move on to the second tier, you have to pick a total of 3 skill ranks across the first tier. Now, this does not mean you have to put 1 point into 3 of the different skills. You could, for example, put 3 points all into research methods, or you could put 1 into surveying, 1 to research method, 1 into medicine, or any combination. In order to unlock the third tier, you need a total of 7 skill points across any of the skills here. So again, you could do 3 in the first tier, 4 in the second tier. You could even do 4 skill points all in the first tier. It does not matter. You just have to get 7 points. And then finally, to unlock the final tier, you're just going to have to put 11 points in this entire skill tree. Now, the next thing I want to point out is that a few times I may mention that certain skills are more useful on one of your crew/companion members. This relates to your ability to assign crew members and or companions to either one of your ships or to an outpost. Not all skills are useful in this way, but when you equip a companion or crew member, you'll notice they will highlight in white if their skills are being useful. Now, with that out of the way, let's go ahead and rank all the skills in the science tree. Alright, we're going to begin by looking at the tier 1 skills, starting with astrodynamics. Now, astrodynamics has 4 ranks that are all completely forgettable. In addition to this, you're going to get a companion very early in the game that has rank 4 of this, and you can simply put her on your crew to get this effect if you wish to have it. So do not waste your skill points on this. If you want it, simply use the crew member. The next skill is geology. Geology is going to be very useful if you're going to do a lot of crafting and outpost building, as it's going to save you a lot of time, since this will let you get more resources quicker. Otherwise, if you're doing a standard playthrough and skipping a lot of the crafting and base building, this is not going to be very efficient. Next, we have medicine. And this is a skill line that if you play on hard difficulties may be very, very helpful. If you're playing on normal or easier, then this is probably not worthwhile. Across the skill, rank 1, 2, and 3 increase in a linear fashion. Rank 4 is where you get the biggest bump with an additional 20% effect, but also gives you a chance to cure afflictions. So on high difficulties, rank 4 is going to be definitely worthwhile for you. Next, we have research methods. This, plain and simple, saves you time and resources. So if you're going to be doing research, this may be worth your while, but probably not a high priority. You get an extra boost in efficiency with your resources when you do research in rank 4, but again, it's probably not worth 4 points unless you're really going in deep on research and development. Next, we have surveying. Now, this is a completely quality of life thing. The biggest thing I found with this option is that allows you to scan from further away, which is helpful when you're trying to scan hostile enemies, creatures that maybe you don't want to potentially engage. It also saves you time if you're running around new planets trying to scan everything at a distance. But again, outside of a quality of life feature, this doesn't give you anything that's super extraordinary. Next, we have tier 2 skills, and we begin with botany. Now, with botany, you're just simply gonna get more organic resources quicker, you're gonna scan them quicker, you're gonna gather them quicker. Pure quality of life. So if you're into this, it may be worthwhile, but it's not a high priority skill. Scanning is definitely a skill that's useful if you really wanna go min-max at 100% and try and scan all of the 1,000 or so planets out there. If you want to more effectively find which planets have what exotic resources. And also, it's actually very good if you want to be a pirate, but you have to go all the way to rank 4 for this. And this is because you can gain a complete list of cargo on a ship in space. This can help you decide if a ship is worth attacking and or boarding to take over so that you can get its loot. Overall, very, very situational. Next, we have spacesuit design. And simply put, you can completely go through the entire game and not customize or craft a single spacesuit, helmet, or pack mod. There are lots of legendary pieces of equipment out there that will more than get you cleared throughout the game, so this is purely for the crafting enthusiast. Next, we have weapon engineering. And while there are definitely some really cool mods and tons of different mods you can get for weapons in this game, they are 100% optional. Many of the legendary guns you're going to get in this game are already going to have some decent mods, and you 100% do not need them to complete the game. So this is for the crafting enthusiast only. Next, we have zoology. So you want to have a zoo? Well, this is the skill for you. Basically, whether you're getting organic resources from creatures when you kill them, or utilizing the unique ability to get uncommon or higher resources from creatures without killing them, this is what the zoology skill line is all about. Needless to say, it is not highly ranked. However, if you want to roleplay the zoologist in this game, well, this is your RP heaven, and you are going to get more materials. All right, next we're going to go ahead and move on to tier 3 skills, starting with astrophysics. This is another skill for the completionist. Basically, with so many different planets out there, many of them having basically useless stuff on them, this allows you to scan moons and planets, discover traits about the different planets, and as you go up in ranks, they can be further and further away. So if you want to spend less time loading from planet to planet and more time exploring planets that actually have what you need, this may be for you. Otherwise, a complete waste. Next, we have chemistry. And remember, kids, drugs are bad, okay? If you're playing on a hard difficulty, the chems can definitely come in handy in this game to make your experience easier. However, on normal and lower difficulties, you probably never need to pop a chem whatsoever. So if you're trying to roleplay Breaking Bad, or you need that a little extra edge in combat, go ahead. But this should not be a high priority, and on lower difficulties, this is 100% not necessary at all. Next, we have outpost engineering. And you probably know what I'm going to say here. If you want to construct lots of different outposts, this is going to let you build better modules and eventually make them a lot cheaper. For enthusiasts of making outposts, 100% worth your time to get to rank 4 because 50% fewer resources are going to pay off and save you potentially dozens of hours. Otherwise, stay far, far away. And finally, we have tier 4 skills. First, you have anerotronic fusion. This is going to make it so your ship reactor produces 1 extra unit of power at rank 1 and increases to 2, 3, and 5. This power is what you use to power up your weapons, shields, engines, etc. It is completely unnecessary. It simply gives you more efficiency out of your reactors. So if you are a big enthusiast about building the perfect ship, this is perfectly fine. But that ship's probably already going to be completely overkill. This is not necessary at all. Pure luxury. Next, you have planetary habitation. And this does 2 things for you. Number 1, it lets you build outposts on areas you normally could not build on. Basically, really hot and really cold planets. But most importantly, this is a must if you want to be an outpost king, because it's the only way to increase the maximum number of outposts that you can build. So here, the first rank is going to let you build 4 more outposts. Then you're going to be able to get 8 more, 12, and finally 16. So if you want to have a huge chain of outposts, this is quite literally the only way to do it. And it's going to be a must for those people. For other people, this may be completely useless. And finally, you have special projects. This, again, is only for people that want to go really, really deep into some of the craziest research projects and creations. Rank 1 is going to unlock new research experimental projects. Then rank 2 and 3 is all about getting rare and exotic manufacturing components, and all caps out with the ability to not only craft unique components, but also get more out of your extractors at your outposts. This is only for the super researcher, super specialist. If you're going all in on outposts, you might as well go in all in on this. Everybody else probably never need to look at this. Alright guys, there you have it. My review of all the science skills. Let me ask you this question. Do you agree with me? Do you also think that the majority of these skills are completely optional? Would love to hear your opinions in the comments below. With that being said, guys, if you enjoyed this content, make sure to drop a like. It helps tremendously. If you want to see more from me, make sure to subscribe. As always, I appreciate all of your support, and I will see you guys in the next video.